Hello everyone, this is Fi. I'm checking out Project Arcane. This is a game I've not played before. We're gonna give it a shot here, see if we can give some feedback. I did read the game page briefly. It mentions that it is some kind of a mystery game, it would appear. It also mentions controls. We've got WASD to move, mouse is to look, E is to interact, tab is to open and close the case notebook, I is to open and close the item menu, and then cognitive ability to solve circumstances. So we're gonna give this a shot. I'm not sure what to expect, but let's go ahead and get rid of the overlay. I haven't seen anything past the screen. So we just have new game, load game, and exit. Alright. Welcome to Project Arcane, a prototype for a detective game, which right now is limited to its most fundamental systems. Explore the scene and look for leads. Every detail could matter. Every piece of interest you stumble upon is a step towards the truth. You are getting a starting lead since you will need it. The demo picks up in the middle of an ongoing case, and there's a single simple knot to untangle. Find it, solve it. I don't know what this piece of paper is. Okay, you're here to investigate trash. Find the ledger. You have 3 tools: your eyes, your brain, your case notebook. Pay attention and think about the connections between the pieces. It pays to familiarize yourself with the case notebook and its contents. Tab key to open. Alright, tab key. More text to read. Okay, this is the case notebook. You will find it to be very handy. It's split into 3 main parts: case overview, the case scenes log, and the case pieces log. Take your time to look through it, as this is your main tool in tracking and solving the pieces of the case. From here on, you are left to your own abilities. Good luck. Okay. You have a tree for some reason. Scenes, the early bird. What happened here? Who was present? Oh, well, there is more text, even though it said the way it was written before, it sounded like they weren't going to give me any more of this tutorial text, but okay. The goal of each investigation set is to input the matching pieces into the answer slots. The answer slots will require to be filled with case pieces to be solved. Right, that's kind of an awkward sentence. Some of these case pieces have already been logged, but some you will need to sniff out on your own. This scene section is not solvable for the purpose of this demo. It's only here to give you an idea of how scenes are structured. Input 1, blue rectangle. I don't know what I'm looking at exactly. Unknown or fancy pen. That doesn't sound right. Okay, so it seems... Yeah, I mean, this is a little confusing. I think I understand what it's trying to say. I mean, like it says, it's not solvable, but it's supposed to demonstrate how this works. So there's an input, and we're supposed to select the thing that solves it, or click unknown if we don't know what it is. So we're looking for some kind of a... I don't know what this does. No description available. So... Yeah, it's a little weird. The UI is kind of... Obviously, this is not finished, but the UI itself doesn't necessarily suggest its function, if that makes sense. So, be something to look for in a more developed version, I imagine. So we've got pieces here. We've got all of these names that I guess are already filled in. Some information. Okay. Sanger Miles. Now why? I guess maybe if there was more info on here, I'd want to click this to see the rest. And then I can type in stuff myself if I want to. Oh, okay, so I can like add more. That's pretty cool. Got arrows left and right. Sanger Myers. nice to have some audio feedback when you interact with this stuff. Owns dog. The dog is tied outside the Corridge house. Works as a production supervisor at the Sheridan Fishing Co. Now I'm wondering, we've got these little doodles of faces over here. I guess it doesn't necessarily make sense to have like pictures of all these people thematically because it's like a notebook. I was thinking, like, just kind of the first thing that popped into my head when I started fiddling around with this. It's a little harder to sort of mentally deal with names like this than it would be to have like faces that you could associate with them. That makes sense. So I feel like if we actually had like a picture of these faces, it would be easier to deal with this information on a mental level rather than only the name. It doesn't help that like I just kind of went into this not knowing anything and then being presented this many names all at once. It did say that this is supposed to be like in the middle of a case, so I guess you would have already gathered this information. So maybe if you did a little more organically where you gathered this over time, maybe that would be a little less overwhelming to deal with this much information. But I definitely do think if you somehow had a face that you could associate, that would probably only help things. Wait a minute, how many names are there? I didn't realize there was a whole other page over here. Oh my gosh. All right, well, for now. All right, so we're in here. This is clearly a first-person game. What it says F1 at the bottom, at the top left there. Okay, so that doesn't. It does mean the F1 key on the keyboard, which is what I pressed. WC is walk, E is interact, right mouse button, hold to zoom. Tab, I. F1 is display controls. Oh, okay, so it actually removed that from the screen. Oh, so I have a Zing soda. Okay. Interesting. Now, is this pre-rendered? Because it doesn't. Like my first thought was to click and drag on this to like move that around, which I feel like would have been more satisfying than like mashing the button on this. But one thing is like some of these buttons are like a little bit small to click on just because of how much UI there is in the game so far. I feel like that would be kind of an important consideration if you're just mousing around a lot. It can be a little bit annoying if you just have to be a little bit more precise with the mouse than is entirely necessary. One of those things that can kind of contribute to you getting impatient as a player. Interesting. But yeah, this is pretty fine for me, but it'll be important to have options for mouse sensitivity, you know, along with all your other stuff and the graphics options and everything. Box of empty blueberry cans. All right, so that message at the bottom just kind of automatically goes away, I guess. I'm getting some spam on Skype. Sorry about that. Oh, there is a jump. Okay, a really pathetic little jump that you can do. All right. So I'd like to see a crouch. By the way, it feels like the camera is just a little bit forward on the pivot. Sorry, this is an infinitesimally small detail, but I like that there's a jump. So when it comes to playing first-person games, it's like pretty much every single first-person game has the ability to jump and to crouch. Sometimes you can't jump in games where it's not important, but it's just satisfying to like have these things there. But crouching also kind of serves another purpose, because when you're looking around in first person, because you're kind of up on the camera's on an elevated point, because you know you're simulating a human, but a lot of times you kind of want to look at things up close, and if there's something that's lower to the ground, you can't really get close to it because of the fact that you're elevated. So being able to crouch is just one of these things that just allows you to interact with and examine the environment a little bit better, because you can kind of move close to the ground, so you can like look at things that are on the ground and stuff. It just kind of feels like a more satisfying way to interact with the world, I think. Combine that, what I just described, combined with the fact that it's just something that I'm so used to from so many other games that let you do that. I always like to suggest, even if it's strictly unnecessary, why not just like add in a crouch, you know? And kind of the same thing with the jump, but less so with the jump. Like the jump is hardly important, I think, unless you have a specific reason to use it. But it can be fun to do, but the crouch actually has like a real purpose, I think. So we have Fishcock Diner, come for the blueberry pie, stay for the blueberry pie, re-come for the blueberry pie, special offer. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Dockside Road. So do we just leave that on the ground? I mean, the game was pretty particular about random cat face. Oh, so what's up with I barely noticed the little icon in the bottom left. I guess it was trying to tell me something was going into a notebook, but like, oh, light blue barrels. Okay. So these icons are showing these are people. Oh, fancy pen. There are also objects that are in here. Okay, so I would like to see. We have these little doodled icons that are differentiating the different types of entries in the notebook here. Oh, looks like we can even sort it. Okay, that's a nice feature, yeah. It's definitely one of the things that I was thinking of immediately here. But the other thing I'd like to see is that I think these should be differentiated with like a color or something, just so it stands out more. Because like before, when I looked at this page, my brain didn't really register that one of these was different from the others. Until now, so it'd be nice if you just had like a different color or something that would stand out a lot to display things in different ways. So like if I'm just looking through here quickly and I just have a lot of information, which this is quite a bit actually so far, and I haven't even, like, I've hardly played the game, you know. It'd be nice if you have a certain thing in mind. Like obviously you can go up here and you can say, okay, what do I have for this? But like it'd just be nice to have like a color coding or something like that that would make things stand out. I don't know what this is, like bookmark or something, BKM. And what is the LEN? It says this LEN or more. Boxes of food cans. Oh, okay. LCN, location. Location, that's what that says. Okay. This location, more. Yeah, I mean, it's all these little subtleties. I mean, UI design can be tricky, but definitely some things that could be improved upon here, I think. But it's also just about learning what you're doing. But this is interesting. I mean, I guess if we're moving between different locations, that's probably what's going to go on in the game here. And you have things that are relative to different relevant to different locations, and that could be interesting. But then we have to click on the X here. Okay, so I think you could have made the little icon there a little bit more prominent. I almost didn't see the thing in the bottom left when that popped up. Now, did that enter the boxes of food cans, light blue barrels? So for some reason, this thing, which by the way, I guess clicking on it doesn't work, but does left click actually do anything outside of the menus? So I kind of wonder, I mean, E for interact is like, I'm perfectly okay with that. Oh, okay, so if I jump, I can kind of get up. Oop. Kind of just stick on this for some reason. I'm not sure what the jump is doing, but yeah, if you're going to have a jump, I'd make it a little bit more interesting because it's like so pathetic. But E to interact makes perfect sense, but also like if you're just not using the left click, why not just let players just left click on things? Is there like a reason for that? Yeah, I really want to crouch. Just one of those things that's so natural at this point. Box of empty blueberry cans. And yeah, I was wondering why this pamphlet didn't end up in the notebook when, like, blueberry cans would. Like, this seems like there's a lot of info on here that I could imagine would be useful. I mean, in any case, we have blueberry pans, we have random barrels. What is actually written? Found around the junkyard. Stacked pile of junkyard. Okay, so we have stacks of blueberry cans. It says food cans, and then light blue barrels. That's something about blueberry pie. And Meredith, which wait, Dockside Road, that's what I said, right? Dockside Road. Yeah, Dockside Road. So that's one of these locations. But it's not the one I'm at right now. So waitress at the Fishcock Diner. And that's what that is, Fishcock Diner. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that one didn't end up in the notebook automatically. A little bit of jerkiness here with the frames. I can't interact with the soda even though I have one in my inventory. I guess. What is the eye keys? So what I would do is I'd like to see, rather than having to reach across the keyboard to hit the I key, it can be nice if you can kind of, when you have like different menu, what do we call this? Different sorts of menu screens. It could be nice if you can kind of transfer between them. Like, so for instance, if I open this, maybe there's just something I click on over here. This is like go to items or whatever. And what that can do is like, I don't have to reach across the keyboard. I can just use the same key for whatever I want to open up. Like if I choose to do it that way. So for instance, I can do that and I can get all this notebook stuff, and then I could just click over to the items, and that would be something that's just a little bit ergonomic, you could say. Let's actually check out Mr. Lamp here. The stand is carefully detailed brass. I want to crouch so I can like look up under the lampshade. It just I'm curious what it looks like. But to get rid of that, Might be nice to, so it looks like we can set these filters, but then when we close and open this again, the filters are still there. Now it doesn't keep track of what tab you're on when you close and open this, which I wonder if that might be worth doing, but I would suggest having this filter cleared every time you close and open this. There's not anything visually indicating that any kind of filter is being applied at any moment, so I feel like you could forget and like not realize that you're not looking at all of the information. Oops. Which is also, you know, a thing that you usually is a good idea to have some kind of visual indication that a filter is being applied, but at the very least I would suggest resetting the filters in that case. So we've got gray-green barrels. What is gray-green? Okay, I guess they're gray-green. It's just, I don't think I've ever heard something described as gray-green before. Maybe like a grayish green? Electrical parts. A faint smell of tea emits from inside it and a photo is wedged among the contents. Electrical outlet. Interesting. We've got like a whole photo in here. It's just interesting from a game development standpoint to create an asset like this. That's kind of photographic in nature. Phew, all right. Unfortunately, I'm dividing my attention so much by spending so much time talking and you know, analyzing these little infinitesimal details. It's like I'm not sure if I'm if my brain is absorbing all the information I'm supposed to for the sake of the gameplay here. Sheridan Fishing, Tanner So, Elward Scanton, and the names are kind of Evelindwick. Is that just Mary? Yazed? Yeah, I mean, names are difficult enough. I mean, that was a little bit goofy, so it like makes it even harder to remember these things, I feel like. They got some kind of weird mountain-looking logo. Yellow barrels. Got a bunch of different barrels. Can I just leave if I want to? Christopher. You alright, David? Yeah, I just can't keep all this nonsense straight, you know. One thing at a time. Oh, so is this David? So did I was the one who said the first line, I guess. It's not really clear who was talking, I guess, but now I'm selecting a dialogue option, so presumably David is that guy and not me. Alright, it'd be nice to have some way to make the text go faster, so I don't have to wait for it. If I can read faster, then it's coming in here. Gossip, investigation, damaged electronics. What exactly are you hoping to find, honestly? So I guess I'm Christopher. A log of some kind, but Did we really come just so we can dig through garbage? Yeah, the text is way too slow for me, so that's one of those things that just gets really annoying really fast if you happen to be someone who reads faster than that, you know. So I think it's really important to have, you know, just something I can press to make the text go faster here. Especially like if I've already read this before, I don't need to sit through this again. Log. All right, yeah. So that's going so slow. I don't feel compelled to see what else he has to say. Looks like we've got an antique radio for some reason. Actually, max S into the plastic. Guess I'm taking it with me. It does seem like we get a little bit caught on colliding with stuff. A little bit annoying, especially if I'm just trying to walk through a door or something, you know. There's just anything that's kind of in closer spaces like this. I guess we got that log that I was looking for. Table lamp, what does that say? I think this is brass. This is electrical parts. Why? Wow, okay. Kind of wish that was a little bit more zoomed in. You get someone with bad eyesight, that might affect them, you know, they feel like they have to lean in real close to the computer or something. Don't expect to get much out of dialogue at this point. It's a work in progress. Indeed. Fascinating. Oh. Take anything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna bother. I am impatient at this point with the dialogue. Rob dumped us is set for no reason. Good condition just needs fixing. Get a hold of that Wenders guy. What kind of name is Wenders? A lot of weird names. So Rob dumped us his set. So what is that, like his TV set or something? Must be that. Yeah, we've got a little nudie calendar. So there's no other structures around. Do I go to different places? I've already looked at everything here. Another thing that can be nice, sometimes games like this, like, it's like, okay, you find something and then the little icon pops up that's like, okay, it's added to your journal or whatever. Sometimes it can be nice if you press the button, like, especially if it's like right after that icon shows up or something, if you press the button to open the journal, that it kind of automatically goes to the page of that entry, you know, rather than like making me click through all this stuff to get to it. That could be a nice quality of life thing where you can just have it so, okay, you press the button and it just kind of immediately opens up to there. This doesn't tell me anything interesting, I guess. Oh, I can go back here. remember looking at these, but I don't know if I actually covered in paint stains that seem to be hand imprints. Multitude of unsimilar items, small medicine packages, candles, old stationery, spice shakers, and a picture frame, among other things. Cat hair. Alright, so I mean there's little details and stuff, like okay, the cat hair kind of stuck out. But like I know that the notebook isn't automatically recording everything about everything I see, right? We get some stuff now. There was some other pen before. Where did I see something about a pen before? Fancy pen right here. Found at the Myers house. I guess the fancy pen at the Myers house is the same as fancy pen at the junkyard, right? Clearly, so. But yeah, it kind of makes me wonder. I mean, there are details I notice that aren't necessarily getting automatically thrown into the notebook, so it makes me wonder if I should just be manually writing those down, or if it's putting in too much effort, you know, like more effort than is really necessary, and like not really knowing that, like not knowing the extent to which I should be thorough here. It just makes me hesitant, you know, like I don't want to just waste all this effort necessarily, but yeah, I don't know. So we've got so you can take manual notes, but they're specifically tied to items in here, so I can't just like make a new entry from scratch. I have to actually associate it with one of the things that goes in here, which is interesting. Okay, so there's a box of junk here. Didn't really write anything. So there's something about cat hair and it was marked T11. So perhaps I'd want to say like I've got caps lock on. Cat hair, type here, and then T11. I don't know, details. Elward Scanton, supply director at Sheridan Fishing Co. Now hold on, wait. Why was okay? There's some UI stuff that was over here before. What happened there? Is that a bug? Like I had this, and then yeah, you must have seen that. I think there's some kind of a bug there or something. But Elward Scanton. I guess I don't have a name in here, so I wonder why I find something like this, why wouldn't that go in the notebook? It very clearly tells me that there's a person named Elwood Scanton that works at Sheridan Fishing Co. as a supply director. I recognize his face, the cat logo there. It's like, okay, there's all this information, but it doesn't go in the notebook for some reason. And I can't manually put it in. I mean, I could go in the box of junk and say like, okay, near the box of junk was this other thing. Right, but otherwise it's kind of weird. You know what else might be nice? I think it would be great if you could just like start typing and it would do like a search. So like if I click on this and okay, I'm clicking the wrong place. Click on, okay, this right here where it says found at the Myers house, and I'm like, okay, who the hell is Myers? And then say I just start typing in Myers. It'd be really nice if it did like a search of the entries here, and then it would be like, okay, there's Sanger Myers. I don't remember. Did I notice another one? Carol Myers is right here. That would be nice because there's just so much information to look through here. It's kind of gets to be a bit much. The little thing here. I wonder if they are going to put photos or something. Okay, so there's a cat at the Myers house. So we've got this box is obviously from the Myers house for multiple reasons, I guess. And then we got just random things. Why? Oh, so clicking up here automatically deletes that. I don't think you want that to happen. Oh. Typing doesn't work anymore. Okay, I guess that's bugged out. But if I hit enter, I expect it to do a line. I have to, it does do a return, I guess, because it's making another line here, but it's not in the cursor. I have to click here to get the cursor to go back so I can start typing again, but obviously from the Myers residence. How did they text get down there? I don't know. But yeah. A little bit, but ooh. Okay. So apparently if if this gets deleted, it like removes the item from here. Is that what happens? It'd be nice if tab would go to the next field here, because that's something that very many other applications do. Usually games don't have this kind of typing input, but you know, spreadsheets and everything else, web pages. What was I gonna put? From Myers residence, and then I don't know what else was interesting about this. I don't remember. Just odds and ends, but they've been someone from there apparently came here. Faint smell of tea. Early in May. who's Charlie and May? Charles Jucker? Why is this person's name in my notebook, but there's nothing about them written? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, why would you write down a name if there was just nothing about them that was of importance? There's also a Charles Hyde. Stained and dried white paint. Mayra Goosh wants at least 4 cats. Geish. Gish. Okay. So I would guess that Charlie and May. Oh, it says Charles Hyde. Oh, this is the bug. This UI element isn't supposed to be here, right? Or is that? It has to be a bug because it wasn't. Yeah, see, it doesn't always do it. So for a moment, I thought like maybe it's trying to show me some kind of relevant information in my notebook or something, but no, guess not. But yeah, the Charlie guy, I guess he had paint on him, and here's some stuff about electrical outlets. Like maybe he was doing some work in a home or something. Anything else I missed? There was... Alright, so these light blue barrels that are the same logo as... this thing. It might also be nice, like say I open this and then I hit tab, it might be nice if I could just like leave this on the screen or something while I write in the notebook. You know what I mean? Like if I just want to write down what's on this. Since for some reason it doesn't go into the notebook automatically. Elward Scanton, Sheridan Fishing Co. So that would be... Let's say I do this. Okay, that doesn't have a title, but it still makes this Sheridan, Ian, Sheridan Fishing Co. Oh no. And then, yeah, see, like I can't, my brain doesn't work this effectively to be able to keep all this information in my working memory. I don't have very good working memory at all. So Elward Scanton, and I still have to navigate to where this is. And by the time I figure this all out, I'm gonna get what it was I was supposed to. All right. I don't know. I'm gonna try walking away from this junkyard. Oh, okay. Got another one of these. So this is probably Fishcock Diner, which is in Dockside Road, which is here. I don't know what's there, but they have some kind of a blueberry something. Can I just leave this place? I kind of... Oh. No, is it invisible walls? Alright, I guess nothing's out here. Well, so like, oh, there's also some more stuff here, but it says the scene section is not solvable. Who was present? This is all objects. Like it's asking. Okay, I don't really know how this works. Input one. So if I'm trying to answer this question, who was present, and then I'm supposed to click on this to answer that question, I would expect people's names that would show up, right? So yeah, I don't know. Now, from what I read, this is apparently this demo is supposed to contain like something you can actually accomplish, right? Oh, what the heck? Is that something? It looks like you could get over there. RD TV set might work. Let's Rob. Yes. Mr. Warne, Warne. That's not Charles Hyde. Graham Warne, son of Jonathan Warne. So Mr. Warne. Oh, old radio. And the toolbox. Right? Graham Warne, Jonathan Warne. Recently passed away in his sleep. Huh. Now why is there this II-122 for the year? That's weird. Oh, all right. I'm getting tired here, but yeah, so we've got, I guess one of these Warren people are the ones who left. Apparently it's the one that's still alive, right? 206. Right, 206. Did he... The last week of May. So now I don't know, like, is it month first or day first for the entries here? That would be... Or is one of them supposed to be the year for all I know? 06. I think that's going to be June. Yeah, because there's not 13 months. I guess that's the clue. The fact that there's a 13. So this is June is the month after May, and May is when Mr. Jonathan Warren died. So he died, and then presumably his son right afterwards. brought an old radio and toolbox to the junkyard. By the way, what? I don't even remember at this point. Is there like a specific incidents that I'm supposed to be like? Usually, if there's a mystery, it's like, okay, something happened, and you have to figure out who did it or what extra details were around it or whatever. But I feel like I never got the first part where it's like I didn't know of anything that happened or what I'm supposed to be solving or whatever. So I don't know if I... This is a little dangerous. I wonder if you can get like stuck somewhere. Because the interactions with the environment are a little bit sketchy. No. Come on, you can do it. I want to get on it. Wow, I got a lot of height. Okay, this was definitely worth it. There's an area over there. I wonder if I could like... Oh, so close though. Ah, wait, I'm kind of getting over there. I don't think I can jump again though, because I didn't land on top of it. I want to do this. This is the real gameplay. Oh, shoot. Oh gosh, it's so close. I wonder if I can... Because I was worried about going too far over, but it looks like I can't even make it that far, so... Maybe if I get on those. Come on. The gravity is definitely a little floaty, like just running up this, I kind of gain a lot of height. Even without jumping. Oof, but yeah, as soon as you like touch the side of something... Oh, yeah. Kind of just stick to it for some reason. I really want to get on that wall and get over in that area over there. It's like, it seems like it's so close within my grasp. And I can't quite get it. Can't quite get on top of it. Well, maybe I can just see if anything's over there. I don't think there's anything there because it doesn't seem like there's a way to get inside of it, but I still want to know. So far, I don't see anything. Oh, there is stuff on the other side there. Just looks like other barrels for some reason. Like, why is there barrels over? I'm like slowly losing height for some reason. Oh no. That was awkward. Why are there... It's very weird. It's like a tease. It's like a Something that kind of looks like a door, but you can't interact with it. And then there's like, clearly there's a little enclosed area there, and then there's even a couple of barrels in there. It just look like the other barrels I saw, but just the fact that anything is in there, it's like, why is that in there? In any case, yeah, I don't know, like, what else do I do? I don't know how else to interact with the game here. Because it made it sound like you could solve something to some measure. What happened here? Walkie-talkie. I did pick up a walkie-talkie. I forgot that I did that. It's a Mercer. Case piece. Am I supposed to... Okay, so I click case piece, and then what is that? What does that mean? Oh, it's a toy walkie-talkie. Also, like, can you just... I mean, maybe that just comes down to being lame, but is it possible to just click through all these things until one of them works? You know what I mean? Is that like a way that you could solve the game even if you don't actually put the pieces together? You know what I mean? That could just be one of those things where it's just like, don't spoil the fun for yourself, you know? Maybe there's just no other way around that. But yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to interact with the game anymore. I think I looked at all this stuff that's around here. I made some deductions, I guess. Not very much, but then, like, again, I was like, I don't know if I just forgot some details I was told at the start about what I was trying to figure out or something, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know what the goal was from the beginning for what I was trying to figure out, and I don't know how to interact with the game beyond examining stuff. So am I supposed to talk? Guy's David. So we're doing all this stuff over again. Investigation, what is it we're doing here again? We're looking for the cause of the malfunctions, okay. What malfunctions? Okay, looking for a cause of the malfunctions. That's very vague. What was malfunctioning? This Rob guy whose father died, and he started dropping stuff off at the junkyard. Who No, Rob is a different person. Graham Warren is the guy who his father died. The Warrens are not the Myers. But I think the Warren guy is the one who had the toolbox, is that right? For some reason I had a photo of Charlie and May, whoever that is. And electrical stuff. It smelled faintly of tea, is that right? Wait. Okay, so we have paint stains that seem to be handprints, and then the guy... Is it the Meyer? Charles Hyde is the guy who was paint stained. Oof. Too many different names to juggle at once in these associations. I feel like I'd have to like have a physical piece of paper here where I'm like drawing, you know, the little lines connecting the different names and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna figure anything else out here, because like I can try and work out a few of these associations, but I still don't know like what fundamentally I'm doing or what to do, even if I figure anything out that is useful, because I don't know how else to interact with the game right now besides whatever this is. Oh, I can click on this. Okay. Interesting. Table lamp left by old Beardley. Okay, so this is... Yeah, so I'm guessing once I found the thing in here, I guess this showed up here, but like I don't think the game indicated to me in any way that this happened or that I need to go in here or whatever. I don't remember anything like that happening, so I feel like if that's what happened, then probably when I looked at this, the game probably should have stopped and said something about this appearing here. You know what I mean? It's like I can do something here. So table lamp left by old Beardley. So I guess I'm supposed to try and put these funny sorts of names to the real names that I have in my notebook here. So this is... Okay. So like... Mr. Warren, so it's kind of annoying. I know one of the Warrens is the father and one is not, and it's like Jonathan Warren, it's like can't just I have to like go back into here to try and like figure out like okay, Graham Warren is son of Jonathan Warren, but I can't see that information from here. It's kind of annoying to have to go back and do that. I'm also curious about like the I guess the order is just the same order that things show up in your notebook. It's certainly not in alphabetical or anything. And I'm not sure if that's deal or not, but toolbox and parts is left by... Wait. Oh, okay, so I thought that was left by Mr. Warren because it was like... Okay, that's a different day. Alright, so they just left that empty. I thought it was just they just wrote the name here and then they had two different things that were left by that one person, but I guess that's not how that works. So I don't know who left the toolbox. It had electrical parts and a faint smell of tea. Car stereo left by Blondie. That's a strange name. Now, that was covered with the white paint, so I figured it was the guy who was paint stain, Charles Hyde. My guess is Blondie would be the girl. She doesn't look very blonde in the picture there. Guess it's a little hard to tell, but so yeah, the car stereo had the paint on it, which I associate with the Charles guy, which could be the guy in the photo because it said it was Charlie. This was left by someone that this guy called Blondie, which I'm assuming is not the Charlie guy, so I assume that it's the girl that he was with, which is named May. And we do have a person with Mayra. Maybe that's May. Right? Let's say that was Mayra. What do we do with this thing? Okay, box of junk. Box of junk. This part's kind of silly, but boxes of cans. This is like a little too obvious. Well, I guess you would have to actually go out and look at those things before they would appear in your notebook, right? In order to fill in these fields, so nothing else. What is this? AC unit, which is right there. Barrels. I don't know which one these are, so barrels 2. I guess whichever one is there's only 2 barrels of. Left by Dale Courage. Oh, okay. Oops. Toy radio. It's going to be... Oh. Toy walkie-talkie, table lamp, old table lamp. Alright. So, barrels left by Dale Courage. Let's go check that out. Hope I have enough drive space for this video. Let me see if I can Can I use my mouse? The game is kind of stealing it from me here. Alright, looks like we're okay. What was I looking at? I lost my train of thought. Oh gosh. My brain is out of juice here. I'm recording this video. It's already kind of mentally exhausting for me to sit here and talk for like an hour and to do this at the same time. It's a bit hard for me, but I'm still curious about what happens here in the game. So I'm looking for barrels left by Dale Courage. So I wanted to know what... This is a completely different person, which I don't believe is in my notebook for whatever reason. I don't know why. Dale Courage. Oh, okay. Sheridan Fishing Co. Production supervisor. Owns a dog. So, Dale. Probably left the barrels that have the cat face on them, which I think are these ones. No, they're... Oh, they're the light blue ones, right? Yep. Alright. Alright, so yeah, I mean, this feels a lot better, like actually having some kind of a goal to work towards instead of just walking around and wondering what I'm supposed to be doing with the game, you know? Like there's something very substantial I can progressively accomplish here. Dale Courage. Oh, Blondie again, so that must have been the same person as Mayra. Assuming that was the correct person. Left by RD. I wonder who could be RD. It's supposed to be Rob. Someone named Rob, right? Rob Dory, right there. Owns a cat. Alright, so cat. Not the only person who owns cats. There's some other lady had a bunch of cats. Then like this pen was... Oh, what happened to my notes on the junk? Box of junk. Yeah. I think there's just some bugginess that's not quite working with leaving the notes here, unfortunately. But Mr. Rob Dory owns a cat, which is also... I don't know if this logo has anything to do with the cats, but I know that box of junk had cat hair. But, okay, so... RD is Rob Dory. Box of cans left by Nice Tits. Box of junk. Toolbox. Bald guy, Old Beardly. Oh, that's the blueberry stuff, right? And... the Dale Courage. Sheridan Fishing Co. Who provided those blue barrels aren't associated with the food cans, I don't think. No, these are different. Okay, so here's the blueberry cans that have something to do with Fishcock Diner. nothing here. Right, so Jennifer Smith is a waitress at the Fishcock Diner, so she might have been the one who provided the food cans. Right, because they had a blueberry. A tramp. Okay. Alright, yeah, so it's clearly Jennifer Smith is the boobless lady. Box of junk is from the Myers house. Wait. The Warren. No. Ah! My brain. Okay. The ADHD makes the whole working memory thing very difficult. So this has the fancy pen, which is the same. Again, like I'm pretty sure I wrote a note on this that isn't there anymore. Not at the Myers house, yeah, so. Just gonna guess that they're talking about the female one of the Myers. So Carol Myers. Singer Myers owns a cat, which explains why there's cat hair in here. Wrong button. Let's see. Toolbox left by I thought I don't remember. What did I figure out about the toolbox? Because that's what the photo was of the guy with Mayra, right? It was like Charlie or something. Charles Hyde, was it? Or Mayra brought the air conditioner that also. Okay, car radio was the one that had the paint stains on it, which I'm confused now. Did I feel like I might have made a mistake and associated the paint stains with the toolbox. No, maybe it was just because of that photo, because I guess the paint stains were associated with a guy named Charles, right? And then there was a girl that was associated with him. That was the only thing I could think of that was associating a guy with a girl, right? Was the photo, and then his name was Charles, which makes sense if its name was Charlie. So presumably Charlie, let's just say Charlie brought this. Which Charles was it? Hyde, right? And what else? Toy walkie-talkie, I have no idea. Bald guy, an old Beardly with the old table lamp. I don't know anything about the toy walkie-talkie and the table lamp to like associate them with anything. Let's go back and look at them, I guess. Stand is carefully detailed brass. What does that tell me? I don't think that tells me anything. Old Beardly. Gosh, I don't know. I have no idea. Can I even... Oh, I didn't even look at this, did I? I didn't realize you could. I thought it was just a random piece of decor here. What is up with the II-186? That's very strange. I guess II-186 is the... Where else did I see... Where else did I see the year? On that business card? May and June. I don't know what I'm supposed to gather. Apart from maybe that's the month we're on, but I kind of got that from looking at the log there. Probably on that pamphlet thing about the blueberry pie. Nope. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Maybe that's relevant. Where did I see the date? Why can't I think of that? Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I feel like this should have popped up as soon as I got done looking at the thing in the game, you know what I mean? I see the date. I'm so confused now. It seems like it should be so obvious where I saw that year. It wasn't the calendar, and I was commenting on it. I was like, why is it like that? Where did I see that? Who the heck is Wenders? Is it a first or last name? Maybe this is like a process of elimination thing. Like, it's not any of these names. And there's two more guys that left things, and it's not the dead guy. And I think Graham Warren is, I mean, obviously I already filled that in, but I know he doesn't have a beard, I guess. Oh gosh. Now does this? I don't think it does. Wondering if it would like remove, like after you put names in here, if it would remove them from the list, but I don't think so because I think I did. Yeah, because there's two that were listed as Blondie, so I put Mayra in both of those. Right, who would be a bald guy? That's not any of these other guys. That's not Graham Warren, not Charles, not Rob, and not Dale. And not the, probably not the kid of someone else. Oh my gosh, there's too many names to keep. I can't keep all these names in my brain at the same time. All right, look, we have this guy's a father, Tom Sutton. That was kind of that was one of the thoughts I had before. Like if there's an old person, maybe it's. It was just it's like too simple, right? It's not really enough information to go on to make that kind of judgment. But what's up with the? I guess I picked up the radio from here. Oh yeah, I don't know what that does when you click on case piece. I don't really understand that. Toy walkie-talkie. Oh, can I like add that? That's already here. Toy walkie-talkie, and then I can examine it. It had something written on it. Oh, Max S, okay. Alright, yeah, that's... Obviously, that's a clue, isn't it? So, toy radio. Who is Max S? Max Button. That could be Tom Sutton. Because Tom Sutton is Max Sutton's father. See, I don't know. Wait. Or do I? Oh, okay, and that's where the that's where the years are. Okay, II-174. So what the heck? Oops. What did I? Oh, bleh. II-174. So we are apparently in 186. So that max is apparently 12. Again, it's showing this thing on the right, and this is like a case in which this is actually could have been helpful to have this thing appear over here, but I don't think it's supposed to do that. So max is 12, so he probably is not a bald guy. Tom Sutton is probably bald, so that leaves someone else to be old Beardley. Could it be the transient gentleman? Oh, at this point, I kind of want to just... I feel like maybe I got all the other ones right. This is... I'm just noticing there's different colors here. Like these are darker, and these are lighter. Oh boy, is this supposed to change color when you get it right? Because if that's true, then I got a lot of things wrong. Oh my gosh, I don't think if that's the case, I don't think I can. Oh yeah, I can't click on these anymore. Oh gosh, that must be. Oh my gosh, I got that many of them wrong. Really? No, 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 no. This is Dale Courage, and this is Dale Courage. So that can't be wrong. What is up with some of these? There must be something buggy going on here where some of these are grayed out now, and I can't click on them anymore. But this has to be Dale Courage. 100%. So there must have been some kind of a bug going on here. But this one I'm still just guessing on who old Beardley is with the table lamp. Oh, I can check their... I can try and look at all their ages. I don't have anything for Richard Wilkins. 122. Father to Max. Max is the one who's 12. Tom must be the bald guy. So the year is 186, right? So this guy would be 73, right? Maybe Nathan Coombe is the beardy guy. All right. That was kind of weird. I had to click a few times there. Okay, at this point, what else do I have to go off of? I guess I can look at the rest of the names to see if anyone else is old here. I think I already used Rob. Bill Gums has his height. It's got to be Nathan Coombe, right? He's a 73-year-old guy. He's the only guy that I have any information about him being old and not putting him in any of these other ones here, right? Oh boy. So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure all of these have at least somewhat reasonable deduction behind them. So, I don't know what else to tell you, you know. And at that point, what do you do? I mean, the sheer amount of different fields there are to populate here, I feel like I kind of figured it all out, but the game is saying, no, you haven't. It's like there's so many options for what could be wrong at this point that it's very hard to know what to do, because there's like so many so many things, you know. Like if it was just a few things, like if it was 3 or 4 things that I had to figure out simultaneously, then that would be a lot more manageable. But this is just like a lot. That makes it kind of hard to know at this point, like what kind of effort is it going to take to go through all of this information simultaneously. You know, it's like if you had a multiple choice test and there are 20 questions, then okay, you go through and you answer all the questions, then it's like, okay, not all of them are right. You know, you're just told not all of them are right. It's like, okay, which ones aren't right? It's much harder to know what to do from that point on. I mean, the only real option is to just go through literally every single one and try and figure it out again. And it's like, it'd be a lot easier if I just knew which ones weren't right, I guess. I mean, I know obviously that kind of simplifies the process, and, you know, it makes it a little bit easier maybe in a way that you don't necessarily want to, but just the sheer amount of questions I'm simultaneously answering here is a bit much to get to this point. And then it's like, okay, I don't know, like, are most of these wrong, or like just one? Even if it's just one, how much effort am I gonna have to go through to try and figure it out? Or if, like, let's say I think I figured out this one, but I have like another theory of what this one could be. So let's say I change that to a different name, then it still doesn't work. And then like I go and say I try and change this one, but then it still doesn't work. But then I don't know, like, should I change this one back? Because I suddenly, there's like so many different permutations of things, you know, it can become like almost impossible if it comes down to that kind of thing where there's some ambiguity involved and things like that. So that can be very difficult to solve. That makes sense what I just tried to explain there. Yeah, I think I might have to just call it quits here. I think obviously this is a very long video. I'm really curious about, you know, once I figured out what I was doing with filling this out, it's like, okay, now I can actually do this. So I was interested in trying to kind of complete this. Not sure how far off I am in figuring that all out, but now that I'm at this point, I feel like I don't know if I'm up to actually figuring out what is left to figure out here. So a little disappointed because I didn't complete this. See what happens, but yeah, let's just give some thoughts then. I guess this is pretty interesting. I felt like eventually I was able to put some stuff together. The big thing was, kind of like I said, I don't know if I really knew from the start what I was trying to do. And then it took me like a long time to actually figure that out. It was like the most basic thing that you should have just been given from the start. I don't know if I was told something and I just forgot it immediately. Sometimes that happens. But also, like I mentioned, when I did find this log thing inside the building there, I feel like the game definitely should have prompted me a little bit more directly about what the significance of that was and the fact that I was meant to interact with this, because that would have set me on the right path to feel like I knew what I was doing here. But I still don't know, like, what kind of mystery am I solving? Like, that guy said something about the, what was the word? The malfunctions. It's like so vague. I'm trying to make sense of what happened with the malfunctions or something. Something like that. Very weird. And then I ended up just trying to figure out what this ledger was. I don't really know what the significance of this is. I know it's a lot of information that could potentially be useful in the future, I guess, for this investigation, whatever the nature of it is. But I appreciate at least that it was, you know, directing me in something I could actively put together as opposed to just wandering around and wondering what's going on. Yeah, the physical interaction in the world could be improved a bit. We've got a little bit of jankiness. Whenever you touch something, you get stuck, which feels really bad. The jump is kind of sad. I know you don't want to have people, you know, you probably don't want people jumping over the walls and stuff like I was trying to, but if you are going to have a jump, might as well make it functional, you know, just either make it useful or just don't have it, I guess. Yeah, I definitely would like to see the crouch for the reasons I explained. Oh yeah, you gotta make this somebody to make this dialogue go faster. That's so annoying. Like I don't have the patience to sit here and wait for these characters to show up one at a time here. Investigation, I'm here to look around. Do you mind? Oh, that's me. That's also the other thing. I don't really it's not obvious when I as the character in the game start talking versus whoever I'm talking to. Okay. All right, nothing of interest from him, but yeah, this was interesting. Pretty challenging, I would say. I think in its current form, in terms of the demand you're placing on the player to figure everything out, and I guess the fact that I don't know how wrong I was overall, so that makes it harder for me to judge the difficulty because I don't know what the correct answer was, but definitely seems like it's tricky. Maybe a little bit too much. You know, it's one of these things where it can be unfortunate if there's something that the player just can't figure out because they can't progress in the game anymore, right? They just get stuck on something, and that's something you have to be careful with. I think any kind of like adventure game and stuff has that sort of thing as well, where it's like, you know, there's a puzzle and you have to solve it, but if you're not really careful, you might just have kind of puzzle that a significant number of people just kind of get tricked on and they just can't quite understand what you're looking for, and then what do? They just never play the game again. Obviously, there's a solution. You can look online for the answer or whatever. That's probably what's going to happen, but you definitely want to be careful about that because that's one of the biggest things that ruins people's experience with this type of game, that they just can't quite figure out what you're looking for, no matter how much they think about it, no matter how much they look at everything. And like after somebody spent like 2 hours on, you know, one stupid thing that they just can't figure out, then they just get sick of it and they want to quit. And you really got to be careful about that kind of stuff. So it's like you have to figure out this right balance of making things complex and interesting to figure out, but also not so tricky or misleading or any of these other bad things, so that the player, many different types of players who might play your game, aren't likely to end up getting stuck. They can continue to progress. So, you know, better to err on the side of too easy than too hard, in my opinion, for those reasons. Hopefully this is useful for you. I know it was a super long video. Just kind of the nature of your game, I think, and how tricky it was. But let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you in the next one once I get my mouse back so I can stop this video.